is nicknamed the Killer. This is frame number 11. I like to say that a long race to 21 can be divided into 4 quarters. The first quarter is 10 games. The second quarter is the next 10 games. The third quarter is the next 10 games. The fourth quarter is the last 10 games. If the fourth quarter is concluded with scores at 20-20, then we have a decider. That's why I say that the first quarter is having Cesar in the lead with 7-3. One other thing that I know about Ibra, he doesn't like it so much when crowds are against him. When the bigger section of the crowds are rooting for his opponent, sometimes it affects his game. Could easily be having the best results in money matches between him and Cesar. Only a few times has Ibra been taken down in money matches in long races, and the majority of the times when he has been taken down, it were times when he was giving big handicaps, like no black. The last time he was beaten, giving out no black, is when he took on Cesar, the guy that is nicknamed Dembaba. Rest of 16 that did end 16-12. Here in Uganda, at his own home turf, he has been taken down by Aiden Joseph. Has also been taken down by Cesar Chandiga, his current opponent right now. But Ibra has a series of victories, 3 of them against Bwanika Mansur, victory against Kasozi Joseph, Turije Jonah, Gomekiza Alfred Blackship, Amos Ndiagumanawe, the last 3 being handicapped with that no black thing. Victory over Rashid Wagaba Dog City actually twice. Victory over Ibrahim Kayanja with a 5-game head start on the Real Magician. And the score was so convincing, 21-15. You factor in the 5 games with which Kayanja Ibra was head started, and it was actually 21-10. And I also want to think that Cesar's money match statistics are even better. It's only this year that he has been taken down by any Ugandan in a long race. And he was head starting with guys with +6, guys of the level of Hazard and Mansour. But both of them did beat him, Hazard twice and Mansour once. To the effect that even when the +6 was factored in, it would matter less. Of course, Cesar did beat Mansour in the rematch. If you are to call this one a rematch, it so far doesn't look like Ibra will be having perfect revenge on the Scorpion, who last beat him 21-18 the last time these two guys faced off in a race to 21, which is 1 year ago. There is always that one shot in the frame that is the turning point of the match. Maybe the shot that Cesar has potted, he's read off Ibra's yellow, displacing the yellow to a point that you could call it a dead ball. This one looks like a formal clearance again for Cesar. And the worst thing that it will be for Ibra is to have your timeout, and then right after timing, you lose the first game in the second quarter. It can be just a little bit mind-boggling. Something just gets in your mind that maybe it is not my day. You are watching Ugandan Pool Plus, courtesy of an innovation by the Advanced Talent Agency to develop players personally in their personal life by creating them a platform on which they would be paid for their fans who love to watch them express their talents And this is the first of a trilogy of money match sessions. 3 of them. Another is happening tomorrow. Same time, same venue. And thank you for all of you who did subscribe. Your subscription does expire in 24 hours from the time that you did subscribe. And once you resubscribe tomorrow, you will be watching more of the same, like you have just seen. Some of these shots, no problem it will be. Watching them for a pay. And it was just before Ibra looked like he was going to win a fourth. Failing to pot a ball, leaving it. Welcome to the ATA platform, ladies and gentlemen. This was phone contacts where you can call or WhatsApp the management for anything that you think may have not gone in your favor. And for the fact that it is only the first time that it's being done, I want to call this a success. And one of the reasons I will call it a success is because you are having television replays in slow motion of beautiful shots for the first time on the African continent. One of those few times when Cesar, even being Cesar, decides to play defense. It was not only a necessary but also an effective defensive shot. And you would think that both of these players are kind of playing on the minds of each other. The game will be won by whoever of these two players manipulates the situation best around the midpoint of the table closest to your screen, where we have a red ball and a yellow ball and the black ball. All be the first of a series of games that will inspire a mighty and a very memorable comeback. We can only say maybe. One thing that he has not lost in full is composure. For the last 30 minutes is concentration. It happens. A long race tests the abilities of both of the players in all of the ways. How consistent they are in potting, how well they can control the pressure, their longevity not being tired when the race grows so old, the ability to remain playing even if fans are either for you. Where will the white rest? That is a very suspect white. And Ibra's body language tells it all. From my viewing angle, the little magician hasn't produced the magic this time round. He seems snookered either wholly or partially. Either wholly or partially. That is how the white ball moved, ending up behind the red. He is snookered and self-snookered. Finding the black ball is not enough. All that we'll do is finding the black ball and pot it by intention or by luck. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's why I say that this game is a gift that always keeps on. I wouldn't call that a lucky shot, in my opinion, because he went for power. Going for power means you are playing to pot. Ibra 5, Cesar 8. Beautiful vision. Maybe Cesar is contemplating a bank shot, but red ball he's looking at to the center pocket on the right. White ball moving rightwards towards the top end of the table, maybe opening up the red ball that is in front of Ibra's yellow. The shot is perfect. That is the stuff I am proud to ask you to watch for replay. The brains, the thought, the idea to have it played, and indeed the execution. His only issue, Cesar, is that the pot of any ball now is a little bit hard. But surely he pot, he would have been home and dry. But by missing, Ibra gets chance. To win another. And I think Ibra is pretty much in pole position to go for another. To make it 6, to come within 2. To put pressure on Cesar, but also inspire confidence in himself, Ibra. Little beautiful shot. Potting to the corner pocket with big spin on the white ball, moving it rightwards, getting accurate angle for his next yellow, which would have been the most, maybe the more difficult ball on the table. Now he'll want to put that yellow ball to the center pocket and then move the white ball rightwards to get a good angle. To try and put both of the other would be 2 yellows that are near your screen on the left to that corner pocket, bottom left of your screen, as umpire Hadija Nachiride looks on. There we go. All right, that will do. That will do. He actually has some space between Cesar's red that is near your screen. On the left, there is space between that red and the jaw of the pocket. Ibra can pass his red. That's even better sight of that pocket. And very good space. With top spin on the cue ball, bouncing it off the cushion and moving rightward such that he can put the second yellow to the corresponding pocket near where he is standing. Just like that, he did use the amount of energy that he wouldn't fancy. That one will go down as an unforced error. But in a very sharp cut of the yellow ball, he could put it to the corner pocket. But even when he puts, he would be a little bit lucky to have a good white for the black. Actually, having a sharp cut is so far-fetched. As we look at the bed of the table, on which the Magician and the Scorpion are taking on each other, racing to 21 for $2,000 tonight. Same thing they are doing tomorrow, same time, same venue, same fee. One will not do for Ibra. It looks like this is an opportunity blown away. No prizes for guessing what is about to happen next. Ibra knows. Cesar knows. Ibra's fans at the venue know. And his fans watching online do know that the Scorpion will never ever forgive you when granted this kind of opportunity, especially after losing 2 games in a row. This one, I will say, has been lost by Ibra. I'm told by our production team that the audio is okay and the images are brilliant on whichever gadget you are choosing to watch from. Whichever gadget you can afford to watch from. Android, iPhone, casting, to watch on television. And that one is a yes for Ibra. He very rarely loses money matches. About 80% of his money matches have ended in defeat. Actually, for the last 2 years, the times that that I remember him losing in money matches, that defeat to Cesar. There's a money match he did play in Johannesburg last year. And then the defeat to Aiden Joseph. And races where he did not have to handicap his opponent. That's just it for the games that he lost. Outside of that, it was win-win-win, WWW all through. Just as it has been for that previous frame. That one was the easiest spot of the black that in. When it is the dry break, the facial expression is there for everybody to see. It can speak volumes, can speak more than even if the player would. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds, all of them in perfect space. And in the meantime, for as long as you are a subscribed member on the ATA platform, as long as your subscription is alive and working, you can always come back to the platform and watch these games even when the live streaming is done. And I know that most likely than not, this match is being cast on big screen at Roxbury Bar in the district of Mukono, the venue that is run and organized and managed by Ibra's management team. And they are watching with a little bit of caution, with the fear of the unknown. A match that is also most likely being cast on the giant screen at the Cuba in Gulu, at Capital Pub in Lira. Places where Cesar calls home in terms of himself as a pool player. And they are watching most likely with anticipation and expectation that maybe, in maybe 2 hours or so from now, they will have celebrations of a victorious night and most likely drink the night away. A little bit of skill on the white ball, but maybe it wasn't well guided by Cesar. And in this case, I want to say that he is in a little bit of trouble. Very difficult situation here. I'm not so sure what he's trying to do. I think he just tried to play safety, play his yellow ball behind Ibra's red, make it difficult for Ibra to play connection, give him difficult white. Not a very bad shot. But he can only wait. He can only anticipate that Ibra fails to make a clearance here. It has gotten to that time of the match where it gets a little bit tricky, a little bit slow, a little bit tactical, and a little bit cautious. And many times it is at this stage of the match, sometimes where that match can be decided, where one of these players can win a series of consecutive games, making it so difficult for their opponent to make a comeback. One of these two players cooled, Ibra cooled, Cesar cooled. Ibra shooting to try and do something that he has not done before. Take Cesar down in a long race. Of course, he has taken him down a number of times. About 7 in competitions. Ibra taking down Cesar. Twice at the Billiards Cafe. Double elimination competition. Last year in Lusaka, thrice in the last month in weekly comps organized in Uganda. Also, Ibra did beat Cesar, a final of a comp that was organized at Dice Lounge, a 16-man comp, and a double elimination comp that was organized at Amigos in Kampala. Also, Cesar having a fair share of wins on Ibra, some of the most notable ones. Last year, Johannesburg at the Holy Cup, a race to 7 in the first round of the men's singles open championship. It ended 7-1. Cesar winning. Of course, a money match, the only one that they've played before today between themselves, racing to 21. 21-18, Cesar won. Twice in consecutive tournaments, defending the championship of the Upper Volta double elimination competition, and in both tournaments, Cesar did win positions number 1 and 2 because it was. He did take positions number 1 and 2, but he won the final in both occasions with 2 lives intact, and in both occasions taking down Ibra twice. Cesar is being subjected to play the kind of game that he normally isn't accustomed to, the defensive technical game. Playing the pool of the mind before the pool of the hand. In this kind of play, which requires critical thinking before critical shooting, You just think Ibra may be having a little nod on Cesar. But Cesar is trying to prove, especially in this ongoing frame, that he can match Ibra even at his own game. A slow, technical, tactical kind of play. He has gotten himself back into the game now. He can play one or two shots that could get himself either into pole position to win this game, steal it away, maybe, or win the game itself. He's deciding to go for patience, play another tactical shot, and there we are. This time, from my viewing position, I think Ibra is snookered. And yet in finding his yellow Ibra, the little of the yellow that he could see, he gets the white ball to the best position that he would have wanted it to the table, on the table. It is now brain versus brain, shot versus shot, thought versus thought. Ibra finds his red. Cesar will most likely continue on playing snooker. Things are starting to get interesting here. Especially now that Cesar has missed a shot and Ibra having a chance to once again come within 2 games of Cesar to make it 7-9. To make the scoreline more respectable, to put more respect on his name, to make it more unpredictable, to put confidence upon himself, to try and make his management team happy and himself happy and his fans happy. And there we go. At the venue, his fans are getting re-energized, and it is their player who is re-energizing them. He now makes it 7-9 in a race 2-21. In the meantime, this session that at times looks like an Ibra session has had that little interception of Ibra missing a ball that would have been a simple ball, with the opportunity for Cesar to regain his 3-game cushion. Huge test of the players' mental fortitude, mental strength, both of them. Huge test of their shooting ability. Huge test of their technical game. Huge test of their capacity to withstand each other in a long race. Huge test of their ability to play amongst a chanting crowd base, either for or against yourself as a player. A huge test for Ibra. Huge test for Cesar. He's never shy on trying out things, Cesar. He's never shy on entertainment. And entertaining in a way that helps him win. They are watching in Gulu, in Lira, supporting him in Johannesburg, where he has played before, and Nairobi, and Dar es Salaam. But they are also watching in Mokonat Roxbury, Ibra's home venue. They are also watching in Kigali, where he has played before, in Lusaka, in Fort Portal, and many places in between, where he is a darling, Ibra Sejjemba. But despite that, the current situation leaves Cesar within one shot of going 3 games up against Ibra once again in this race, which is a gift that always keeps giving. As long as he sinks the red ball to the corner pocket, he gets it right. This is the easiest of the blacks that he will have potted in the race. It is Cesar in double figures for the very first time in the race after 17 games played. Ibra and trying to speak objectively, how many better things have you watched happening to African pool than what is being showcased today? Not just what's happening today, but what is seeming like a very long and everlasting but impactful change to pool players. How many things? Maybe the advent of those big regional competitions like Mchana and Billiards Cafe and Queens. The formation of the AAPA, would it rank? Yes, it would. Of course it would. What would come close? The attempt by Zambia to win the World Black Ball Championships last year in Tangier, Morocco. Well, South Africa's Beatrice Monyake becoming world champion, would it? I personally rate this initiative so highly. I rate it so highly. not just for what it is doing today, but what it promises to achieve for these players in a long spell of time to come. The winner of this match will be a double winner. But even the loser will have won somehow because they are cashing in on some of the money that you have paid to view them. The umpires are winners. Not only do they have their shine, they are getting to be paid. The commentator, like myself, a winner. The fans at the venue, winners. The fans, even online, are winners because they are getting exactly what they paid for. I do believe that these graphics, and shortly afterwards, we are going to be having graphics of some ongoing statistics in the match. And then maybe starting tomorrow, we shall be having them in starting right at the start of the match. Things like how many times they have scored apples, dry breaks, lags, and things like that. The venue, Climax Bar, is a winner because they are having about 300 people, also, no, around 400 people, by the way, locked in support and the passion of their favorite players at the venue, and of course supporting with those drinks and all. The table technicians are winners. The videography team are winners. Lots of winners from the initiative of the Advanced Talent Agency. Once again, I want to say that thank you, ATA. And the players that are signed up under ATA as management, two of them, Rashid Wagaba, Dog City, and Cesar Chandiga, are heading to Morocco in about 2 weeks' time to participate in the African stop of Ultimate Pool. The very first time that Ugandans are participating. I'm made to understand that Aiden Joseph is in final preparation to make his way. And also I'm made to understand that there are plans of games of African players streamed maybe on this platform. That shot will be advantage Ibra. A very buoyant crowd of passionate supporters. Now there are the graphics for us. We have the lower third of the screen having a column for the current score, a column for the green apples. The green apple is where a player breaks and finishes without allowing the opponent to play at all. A red apple is where a player breaks and then the opponent finishes the game in one visit of the table. A foul break is where white ball is potted on the break or white ball falls off the table, or where there is no good split of the balls to the fact that two balls cross the imaginary center of the table. And then a dry break is where no ball is potted by the player on the break. And in due course, we shall be getting you other statistics, like fouls, like clearances, things like my good friend Moses Bokanya likes so much. But thank you, Advanced Talent Agency, for that initiative. It looks beautiful for the fans to follow the game even more passionately and more informatively, but also more enjoyably. And it's the work of our professional videography team. The beautiful ring-like playing area, exact same format as it is at the World Hayball Championships. The red carpet, brand new, fastened at the floor makes the players feel like VIPs, because in the game players are indeed VIPs. They are the only stakeholders of the sport. The sport wouldn't exist. The sport can exist without. Pool can be played without a manager. Pool can be played without an umpire. Pool can be played without a media man like myself. Pool can be played without the political leaders of the game. But pool cannot be played without players. That's why I call them the number one stakeholders of the sport. That is why an initiative like this one, which has them and on the forefront of benefit, is my type of initiative, especially for the fact that it is affordable. The word is affordable. All right. Ibra seems to be getting his groove back slowly, by slowly. The fact that he has not gotten himself in equalizing position on Cesar, because Cesar has been stubborn enough not to allow Ibra to. But in the second quarter of the match, Ibra is so far the best player. After going 7-3 down in the first quarter, it is thank you for tuning in from wherever you're tuning in. You have hundreds watching at the venue, but multitudes of hundreds watching from Kenya, from South Africa, from Botswana, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe. Couldn't get done with those that want to watch from Malawi, probably tomorrow. They will be watching. And of all the many big challenges that are expected at the start of things that are big, most of them have been handled at the start. Just a few more. Just a few more. But the most important ones are covered. One big shot for Cesar. I don't think potting that yellow ball closest to the white ball will be a problem. But the cut on the yellow ball make playing white ball backwards a little bit tricky. He nonetheless goes for backspin, drawing the white ball backwards. There it is. That will do. That will do. But in natural movement, potting of the yellow ball, the one and only left yellow ball to the corner pocket now on the bottom left of your screen, does have a bounce of the white ball against the cushion, and then white ball moves towards the top end of the table, and it becomes very tricky to pot the black if Cesar pots his yellow. Crucial shot, this one. After potting, he avoided the of the white ball towards the top end of the table, applying some kind of English. After bouncing the white ball off the cushion in a drawback, now has the white ball to try and put black ball to the center pocket on the left from where you're watching. Has to be a sharp cut. There we go. An accurate sharp cut. And white ball is spotted. Advantage Ibra. He is now within 1 game of Cesar. Just one. After 19 games, it is Ibra 9 and Cesar 10. Another half-time break is granted to both of these players. It is Ibra 9 and Cesar 11. But what a moment to ponder. If Ibra is to lose this